So, the original Yu-Gi-Oh game. This is definitely going to be a short because it is a... There's not much to say about it. It's primitive as can be. I've been a lifelong fan of Yu-Gi-Oh since probably when I was like 9. Ever since the very first episode. One of my favourite things. I played a shitload of card games. I played a bunch of the video games. And it was I watched the anime to hell throughout the whole original series. A lot of GX too. That was it. It's a series I'm very passionate about. I play most of the new games come out at least to try them out. Especially when they have games that let you play like some of the stuff from the original show. That's why I absolutely love Legacy of the Duelist, but despite some things. And there's every game I've ever played, except maybe like a handful, maybe like 3, I adore. It's a series I'm very passionate about. To the point where I was having a bad day when the earliest collection was announced. It cheered me right up. That was all it took, and that was back when I had like 7 games known. That was enough to cheer me up from whatever. I was tired, having a bad day, whatever it was. It made my day. But I didn't expect much from the first one. I didn't know what to expect from the first one. I was excited to see what it would be. How I played Dark Duel Stories 4. It's just Dark Duel Stories 4. I have it, but it was the 4th one on the game I Color. And that was a primitive piece of shit. It's great. It's nostalgic, it's fun, but it is an outdated primitive game. The first game is very similar, but there's a few small differences. One, it's on the original Game Boy, so no color. It's just black. It's just white, basically. It's like playing Pokemon Gen 1, where the sprites of the cards, some of you genuinely wonder what you were looking at. It's charming in its own way to look back on. It's fun. It's also funny seeing some of the old like original cards before they were very, very changed and we'll say toned down. Just look at Airlown Way here. Damn. And when I say primitive, you have no idea if you haven't played this. If you've played like our old school Yu-Gi-Oh games, you've played games where sacrificing wasn't a thing, polymerization wasn't a thing, you just press A on a card and click on another card and they combine. Maybe there were some other peculiarities like Forbidden Memories with its cosmic alignment chart. This game is so primitive and old, it doesn't even have an end turn button. It happens automatically. Not a complaint, by the way. It's actually weirdly satisfying sometimes. In a lot of ways, it plays pretty much exactly the same as something like Dark Duel Stories on the Game Boy Color. You play your card, you will attack, you'll do some damage, instantly the turn will end. When you've done something with all of your cards, turn will end. Opponent will attack, repeat. Not much more to say. You can do, there's a lot less, there's only like 300 cards in the game. If you have something like a Summon Skull and Red Eyes Black Dragon on, if you have Red Eyes Black Dragon on the field and a Summon Skull in your hand, X on Summon Skull, place them in the spot of Red Eyes, they combine. That's how you combine. No polymerization. This is long before polymerization. One thing I do genuinely love about this game, though, you'll start off by fighting like 4. You have a choice between Yugi, Bakura, I think it's Tristan and Yugi, Joy, Tristan, and Yugi, Joy, Tristan, Bakura, which is a trend you're going to see for a few games. Sometimes have slight variations. That happens for a lot of them. Beat them all 5 times, move to the secondary. We have a bunch more. It's like from Mako to Seto to Weevil, Rex, Puppet, Mokuba, a rare Mokuba fight. Beat all them, move on to Simon, which I still don't know who this fucker is. He was so prevalent in all Yu-Gi-Oh video games. Never the anime as far as I could tell, but old video games, he was everywhere. And then you fight Pegasus, get a credit screen, and then Yami Yugi. That's basically the game. When you win a duel, you get a random card, depending on who you fight. Some cards you will get a lot and have great chances. Some will have, I'm not kidding here, a 1 in 2048 chance. Not a lot of people will see these. But one thing I do genuinely love, I wish more games would do this. Every 10 wins against any specific opponent, so beat Yugi 10 times, you get a specified card. Beat him another 10 times, another specified card. And if you beat him like 100 times, I think he was like Gaia the Fierce Knight kind of thing. This is really great for people who want to, like, yes, it's still going to be grindy, but it's not just the same level as, oh, grind, hope I get a card, no, hope I get a card, no, hope I get a card, no. And one thing that makes this process much easier, I don't have my Switch controllers with me. I don't know if I mentioned this, but when you attack in this game, let's say you have 2 monsters on the field, attack with number 1, go. It will automatically lock onto your next card, and you can do it again. And then the turn ends. If your deck is good enough, and you're battling somebody weak, or, because For in the old games, they like to do this thing where the first a lot of opponents. I think it's stopping like Dark Duel Stories 4, where the first 5 opponents or 4 opponents will be exactly the same kind of thing. If you ever played Dark Duel Stories, Tristan, he's a formality. Like, you would literally have to try to even have a chance of losing against him. If you just tap X the whole time, you would never lose against him. That's how weak he is. But in the one I played on Game Boy Color, he's the only one like that. Even Joy, the second weakest, he will beat you sometimes. It's not just a attack, 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 win. At least for the first 2, which are the ones I've played so far significantly, the first 4 duels are a cakewalk, and in this game it's not too bad, because like I said, you can get through an entire duel if your deck is good enough, like this. Because you will attack, he will take damage, and move on to your next card, and when all your cards attack, the duel will end. So if you just have it in the background, you can just sit there like this doing something else, and the duel will end. It is snappy. Yes, it's outdated, and it probably shouldn't be a thing. But when you're just trying to do the 5 duels, especially against weak opponents, or trying to get a card, it's so fucking... It makes later games feel so slow in comparison. Playing through the original duels in the second game it's a fucking snail's pace, it feels like. Because you have to attack, press X, attack, damage, scroll manually over to the next card, and it's just generally slower operating too. It's hard to go from the first game of literally just make sure I'm not dying. What if we're grinding to this? Yeah, other than that, you just play through, you battle. That's it. There's nothing else to it. There's a few magic cards, but it's like there's no trap cards. There's no attack and die cards. You know, nothing trap hole kind of thing. You have life point increasing cards, life point detracting cards like Final Flame will do 1,000 damage kind of thing, and you have field cards, surprisingly kind of, and equip cards like Beast Fangs kind of thing. I'm not sure Beast Fangs, but you know what I mean. Another one thing again, I don't know if any other games do this, but I really like magic cards aren't like most games that do a specific set amount of increase. It's apparently a 60%. So if you have something like Mystical Elf, 2000 defense, give it Mystical Light, I think it is, or what, Enchanting Light, whatever, 60% extra, which puts it up to 3200. It stacks. If you give another one, it doesn't give you like another 60% of 2000. It's 6% of the 3200. It's beautiful, but they ruin it. I get why it's a thing, but I fucking wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't a thing. It's limited to 2. I was so like when I first saw it was a thing that goes like it stacks. I was so excited. Then it was 2. Oh, what a letdown. It's still great, but I wish it stacked more. Because another funny feature in this game, I think it literally is the only game to do this. There's no card limit. You can have as many of a card in your deck as you want. It's part of the reason I hope this game ever, like, because the only game in the early this collection that has online battle is the 4th game, which, what a random pick. If this game ever got online play, I would make it my life goal. I would work my ass off for hours, days, weeks to have the most toxic, shitty deck you could imagine. Because when you fight Yami Yugi, you have like a slight chance. I've gotten 2. A slight chance of getting Swords of Revealing Light. If you beat the right opponent 100 times, because I don't know if I mentioned, when you beat them 10 times you get a card, but it stops at 100. So something like Yami Yugi will eventually give you Gaia the first night, Curse of Dragon, Summon Skull, stuff like that. I don't remember which ones exactly, but 5 of them will eventually give you pieces of Exodia. That's why I say if it ever comes online, my life goal would be to get 35 Swords of Revealing Light. Because you can put that many in your deck and just have the most asshole deck. I would make it my fucking mission. Because if you even had 10 of them in your deck with Exodia, it's kind of like I almost wish cards limits didn't exist. I know why they have to, but I would just love to make a deck with 35 Pot of Greed and a piece of Exodia. So that's the last thing I really will mention. One thing I have to say about this game, every time I play a Yu-Gi-Oh game, I criticise Legacy of the Duelist on the PS4. Other things too, but I play on PS4. It's not the latest game, but it's very recent. Like, it's on PS4. I'm no longer going to call it outdated because it doesn't have an animation for Exodia. Because it's not even a fair thing to say. Because the first game has an animation when you get all the 5 pieces of Exodia in your hand. You can't call it outdated when it's been a thing since the fucking original. It's embarrassing. The first game on the Game Boy. in what, 1988, 98, whatever, 88? They cared and had put in the effort. A PS4 game didn't. Shameful. But yeah, overall, it is a very, 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 very primitive Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that you probably expect that. On the early disc collection, you'd have to be some kind of fucking moron to be complaining about outdated mechanics in a fucking game dedicated to the early games, wouldn't you? sorry. Seen a lot of negative reviews like it has a lot of outdated, old, gay, outdated mechanics. Like, of course it fucking does. This is like going to oh, here's my collection of black and white silent movies. Like, where's the subtitles and the sound? This is terrible. Like, what are you a what? Sorry, I just had to get that out. Fuck's sake. There's not enough games. It's very outdated. Where's Forbidden Memories? Fuck off. You greedy sacks of shit. 14 games. 14. And you're still bitching. Terrible. But other than that, outdated, archaic, but very, very satisfying to just play through. I played like hours and hours of it. I was just I got all a piece of Exodia, which is at least 500 battles. And I'm probably going to go back to every once in a while just see if I can get a few more cards. Some of them are insanely rare, like 0.1%, so I won't be doing it that much. But still, it's a satisfying game to go back to and just tap X through a duel sometimes. But if I had paid like full price for back in the day, if this is like the one game I got, yeah, it would grow old pretty fast. And I feel like that's why they make cards so rare. It had to be. If it wasn't this kind of way, you'd be done with it in a few days. But as part of one game of a collection, very sad. It was very interesting to go back to the beginning, and I had a great time. Overall score, I can't really give it too high because there's not much to it. It's a very repetitive game. I give it a 6. I think that's fair. Definitely outdated, but it kept me invested and genuinely kind of addicted. Even if I was doing something else, it would constantly be on. I'd be constantly going through it. If they ever put it online, watch out. Because I'm going to get my Swords Revealing Light and Exodia deck is going to make you very upset. I'm going to be a real. It's the one game. If it goes online, I'm going to be a fucking asshole. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you for whatever's next. More Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I just finished Forbidden Memories as well. Expect that next.